I remember specifically 3 years ago, all I wanted in the world was to live on my own. Not because I hated my parents or anything, but because I wanted the freedom to do whatever I wanted in life. We've all been there. The biggest difficulties we had in our life was our parents preventing us from doing whatever dumb shit we wanted to. No, Timmy, you can't stick your tongue in that wall socket. Well, anyways, now I've spent a year at uni, living in accommodation, and this was my experience.
So, this shit crazy.
So what how DJ Khaled say another one? I CBA, so I'm not even talking. You want my ETA, I ain't left just yet.
Just before we get started, I've got an Instagram account where I post daily self-improvement tips, advice, hacks, all that sort of stuff. So if you want to check it out, I'll have it linked down below. Now, I've already done a video on university and the experience and all of that, but that was a really long 42-minute video. I've had a lot of good reviews of it, so if you want to check it out, I'll have it linked up there. But this video is going to be a little bit more concise and talking about actually moving out and living on your own as well. It'll focus more on that aspect. So, when I first moved in, on the first night, I was expecting it to be like this sudden shift in my mindset and for me to be like, oh shoot, like I'm actually moved out. But the thing is, I'd already like spent nights away from home and stuff before. I think the maximum amount of time I'd spent away from home before that was around about a week or something. So it didn't really hit on the first night. But the first few weeks were fine, so not really any problem. But it was more so like a slowly setting in feeling of loneliness. Like over time, I was just like, shoot, I'm actually like alone. Does that make sense? Like, it was a really weird feeling, but you get used to it over time. But it was still very much like, oh shit, I'm actually alone. And unfortunately, I made the mistake of not being very social when I first like started out at uni. And because of that, I just felt even more alone. And see, the thing is about uni, it's the perfect time to get out of your comfort zone. It's the perfect time to like try new things, meet new people, talk to others, and just like, you have so much free time when you first start off that it's the perfect opportunity to try something new. So anyways, all of this made me realize I'm actually a socially anxious type of person because I found it very difficult to socialize and actually talk to people outside of my flatmates. So in saying that, I was still social here and there, but not social enough. I could have been a lot more social. And I still felt like lonely. Even though I was still doing things and going out, I still felt lonely because I didn't have like, I wasn't coming home to a family every single day. It was just come home and boom, I'm on my own, right? So I ended up missing home quite a bit, as you naturally would. But although I was experiencing this loneliness and everything, the upside was that I was enjoying this freedom of uni and being able to do whatever I want whenever I want. Now, that's not to say that I was like the type of kid to go out and clubbing and do all this stuff. If you're watching this, you're probably the same as me. You don't want to go out clubbing all the time, you don't want to go out partying, you don't do the most stupid stuff. But it's just the knowing that you can go out and do what you want whenever you want. And I like going to the gym, I like waking up early, like right now it's 6 a.m. or something. And it's just knowing in my head, you know what, I can get up at this time and literally not bother anyone and do my own thing, go to the gym, record a video, or like, just do whatever you want. You don't have to adhere to the strict schedule of, okay, it's nighttime, go to sleep, wake up in the morning, and just the regular schedule. You can just adapt it to whatever you want. And it gives you a lot more free room to experiment, which is what I quite liked. So anyways, now moving on to the education side of things. It really depends on your course, but it shouldn't be too hard in terms of your actual degree. Obviously, some modules are harder than others, and depending on your course, like I said. But if you're in this space, you probably understand about discipline and deep work and all of that sort of stuff, and you've just got to focus on like blocking your time and actually saying, okay, I'm setting aside this time to actually get work done, rather than just pushing it off. Because I did that at the beginning of like, for my first term at uni, I just kept pushing it off and being like, no, I'll do the work later, and I never actually got to doing it. So if you focus on blocking your time and saying, okay, I'm going to set aside this time and actually get this work done, then it'll be fine. You'll figure it out, and it shouldn't be too difficult. As long as you focus on like being disciplined, staying focused, deep work, flow state, all of that sort of stuff, then you'll be fine. And obviously, after taking into consideration all of these things, like I said, it shouldn't be too hard. Now, in terms of advice that I can give you for uni, if you're like me, take the opportunity to step outside of your comfort zone. Be more social, do different things, go out there, try new things, maybe like arrange things with your flatmates to hang out, or maybe like just try and meet new people around your campus. Like, if you're on the campus, there's people always walking around. Go up and approach someone that you think looks cool, give them a compliment, start a conversation, make a new mate. Because the thing is, you're all in the same situation, you're all doing the same thing. You might as well go out there and do that and make a new friend, right? Now, using all your free time, you can actually learn how to balance it and do everything on your own, because the thing is, when you're at home, you usually have a strict, rigid schedule of your parents saying, okay, we're going to eat at this time, we're going to do this at this time, wake up, this, that. Like, your whole schedule is already set out for you at home. Whereas when you go to uni, it's a lot more like, okay, everything's in your control. So using this time, you can actually learn how to balance your time and manage your time in a lot more of a customized way. It's like I said, you don't need to sleep at a set time. You don't need to wake up at a set time. Obviously, you have certain things you need to stick to, like your module time, like your lesson timings, like when you need to get to your lecture and this and that. But other than that, you can be really flexible with your timing and work to your own schedule. And learning how to manage that is a huge benefit that comes with being at uni. And also, all of this sounds like very serious, but make the most of it and have fun. Like, moving out doesn't have to be boring. It can be a very fun thing. You can decorate a room, you can do this, you can do that, you can like just set up your room however you want to and have your own systems, processes, music, like whatever you want. Make it yours, right? And then in terms of being productive and on the education side of things, just read up on discipline, read up on deep work. Maybe there's that book, Deep Work by Cal Newport. And also, I'm going to have a guide coming out soon on deep work and discipline and all this sort of stuff. So get subscribed and read up on this sort of stuff if you want to like be a bit more productive when it comes to doing your work. But other than that, that's the summary of what it's like at uni. Now, if you want to hear my full experience of my first couple of terms, I've got the video up there, so check it out. But yeah, hope you enjoy this video, and I'll see you in the next one.